I'm a gay parent. I'm a lawyer. I've been practicing for over 25 years. And I also run an agency, a surrogacy matching program, so we're hands-on in this area. I wanted to comment on the idea of safety in going through a surrogacy journey, because both Ron and Michael mentioned it's a safe way to have children, and I think that's directly related to the team that you put in place to help you through your surrogacy journey. And I think that team can consist of your surrogacy matching agency, your clinic, the doctor you're working with, and other legal professionals and psychological professionals that you'll meet along the way. So the agency should really become your team to help you initiate the journey, find your gestational carrier, coordinate with the medical clinic what has to happen in terms of getting the carrier there, and working with you to meet your carrier and facilitating the relationship at first, screening the carrier, and just being there for you throughout the journey. So I believe that the matching agency shouldn't just find you the carrier. They should really journey with you from the time that you obtain the agency through the birth of your baby. And another important component to that would be orchestrating the legal issues that need to be addressed during your surrogacy journey. So that, of course, will be addressed by Attorney Snyder, but you have to have your team in place to make sure these things are getting done. You shouldn't have to think to yourself, oh, what about my birth certificate? Your agency should be there to help you to know that these things need to get done and to coordinate, orchestrate it for you. So one of the things, the first things the agency will do is find you a gestational carrier, a qualified gestational carrier. So very importantly, the agency should be screening carriers before they even present a carrier to you. It's not the same as, say, choosing an egg donor or a sperm donor, where you can go and actually see a list or see a group of photos and be choosing from a list of people who are willing to donate their eggs or sperm. The gestational carrier match is much more tailored and specific. So you will be filling out a lengthy questionnaire about you and what you want and your wish list in terms of what you want in the surrogacy and what you want in your pregnancy. At the same time, the carriers who apply to become carriers, they're filling out a similarly lengthy questionnaire to say what their needs are and what they would like to see in terms of a surrogacy journey for someone. So we get those questionnaires, the agency will get those questionnaires, and then look at them and actually make a match, a specifically tailored match to the intended parents. Of course, when we propose a match, you don't have to agree to it. You can say, no, this doesn't look good for me, can we move on to someone else? That is absolutely your prerogative, but it happens on a more one-by-one basis like that. This pre-screening consists of a couple of different things. Agencies all have their protocol in terms of pre-screening. We do a background check for criminal and financial matters. We do a psychological screening. We have a personality test done. We get their medical records and have them reviewed by a reproductive endocrinologist beforehand. This is ever before she's presented to you. So we know, we actually have a social work interview done of the carrier and her husband, if she's married, or her partner, if she has a partner. So all of these things are done before you're even presented with the carrier. So therein lies some of the safety net issues that you need to think about and know that these are being taken care of. So we present the carrier, she's pre-screened. Then once you approve and once your particular clinic and doctor approve, then you're off and running to going to the medical protocols Dr. Doyle spoke to. And again, your agency should always be there working with you, helping to coordinate travel if travel's involved, helping to coordinate appointments if appointments are involved. And you should have a person there that you're working with, either a case manager or a lawyer. Somebody should be overseeing the process with you. There should be a point person that you can talk to at any time and make sure that your questions are answered and you're feeling that you're being taken care of in this wonderful and life-changing endeavor of having a family. It can be so wonderful and it can be so hopeful and so profound. You want to enjoy those components of it. You don't want to be worried about the details that we would be worrying as professionals for you. A couple of other things on my list to talk about. Managing the compensation. The agency usually has an escrow company associated with it, either under the umbrella of the agency or perhaps a separate escrow agent. where they would tell you what funds are required at different times, and you would put your funds into that escrow account. It's your money until it's used, and you should have control over it. You should know what's being paid out on your behalf. You should be able to call in at any time. Everything is computerized these days. You should be able to call in and say, what's my balance? Can you send me an itemized list? So the money matters you should also feel safe with the money matters. You should know what's happening with your money, where it is, how it's being spent, and are you approving those payments. And it happens over time. Carriers are generally paid over time in equal monthly installments, so you're not paying excuse me, a lump sum up front. You're going to pay your carrier pursuant to your contract, whatever that says, but basically over time. And then, excuse me, I'm just getting over a cold. Lastly, on my list is timeline of typical GS track. Well, it definitely varies from case to case, but in the best case scenario, you're looking at about a year and a half, maybe a little longer than that, assuming you have a pregnancy the first time around. So it should take 2 to 3 months to find a carrier, maybe shorter, maybe a little longer, depending on the criteria that you need in a carrier. Some people want a local carrier, some people need a carrier to make sure she has insurance because we're conscious of dollars. So whatever the parameters are, that kind of dictates how large the pool of candidates and carriers is. And then, of course, we have to coordinate the medical screening and protocol and testing. And after that, you're going for your embryo transfer, and then there's going to be a 9-month pregnancy, hopefully. And then the agency, again, should be there through the 9 months, helping with the legalities through that period. And there's birth. I mean, make sure that your agency is going to coordinate with the hospital. The hospital is going to know that you are the legal parents when that baby is born. The social worker at the hospital is going to know. A counselor for the hospital will know what the story is with your pregnancy, your birth, your child, your carrier. And the other thing the agency does, which is important and you should know, is they also take care of the carrier. A good agency will respect carriers and make sure that she is attended to and taken care of. And that's for you too. That's for the intended parents too. That everybody feels like they're being taken care of and they're being marshaled along and helped through and assisted through this really wonderful process. So thank you to Men Having Babies for the opportunity to be here today.